Okay, this is it. Zip up here. I'm ready to go. Just arrived to the site of the first game for the 2019-2020 basketball season. I'm at the site. I made it on time. I want to be at the site anywhere from 45 minutes to 30 minutes prior to the start of the game. I actually want to walk into the gym a half hour before the game starts to make sure that there is a process taking place of getting everything organized so the game will go off on time. The whole preparation for the first game or any game you do is to try to limit the exposure we have as referees for criticism. We are easy targets. And so anything that goes wrong, they look at us, people look at us as the villains or the ones that are failing. So I want to get there early, make sure we got a table, make sure we got a clock, make sure we've got a clean floor, make sure the shot clocks are working and visible. I think at this park, I think at this facility, the shot clocks are kind of in a weird place, so we'll talk about that. So let me talk more about the pregame in a minute when we actually get in the gym, but what got us here today. I referee year-round, so I'm always or pretty much always ready to referee. Going back to getting here early is one of the things you want to do is you want to get to the site early so that you can prepare to referee the game. There's been many times where I have got to a site pressured for the game time because of traffic, and then felt myself not focusing on refereeing the basketball game, still dealing with the stress, whether it's familial stress or commuting stress or car stress or whatever, and I wasn't ready to referee the game. So getting here early allows you to exhale and focus on the game at hand. Now, I received this assignment on Saturday night. This is a Monday afternoon, so I wasn't able to contact the school to verify the games and the time. So I did that this morning. Yesterday, I contacted my partner. We did not do a pregame telephone-wise. A lot of times that's a good thing to do. I definitely would have called him if I had not worked with him several times, but I have. So I'm comfortable working with him. I know he'll be prepared, and I know that he'll be on time. My uniform was ready to go. I had it pressed. I had my jacket cleaned. I was ready to go. My first game of the year was supposed to be on Thursday, but it ends up being on Monday, so that's great. Today's a doubleheader. So that is basically about 2 hours and 45 to 3 hours of running. So you got to be in shape. And I pride myself in staying in shape, never letting that go. Refereeing all year round helps with that, but I also train in the gym, and I've been a personal trainer for many years, so I've taken care of myself. Refereeing of itself physically doesn't necessarily get you in shape. I think refereeing itself mentally prepares you. So refereeing year-round helps you stay sharp mentally. Now, I do a variety of games. I've done a variety of levels. And sure, I had some adult rec league games last week that were challenging, which is great. This is a different game today. This is a high school game, first game of the year. So I'm here on time. I've passed my rules. I've done my meetings. I've done a lot of preparation, preseason games, and I'm ready to go. Now, what do I do when I get there? Well, like I said, first thing I want to do is find an administrator and start seeing what the table is like. If my memory serves me correct, the administrators are good here. They come on time. They have the check. They will have the table set up, and then I'll start dealing with the personnel at the table, questioning them about how they know to reset the shot clock. We'll go through that and try out the shot clock. We'll make sure the numbers are in the book, or at least them get started on that process so that at 10 minutes prior to the start of the game, or 15 minutes prior to the start of the game, both teams are in the book. So once we start that process, then I'll find my partner, we'll sit down, we'll do a pregame. Now, like I said, I've worked with this guy a lot. He's a good young official, and I'm going to trust him to call his game, but I always trust my partners to call their game. There are 4 basic elements of officiating that I will always talk about prior to a game. Number 1 is to stay in your primary area. That is, referee the area based on your trail or lead position. I carry this with me so I can give my partner a visual representation of your primary area. This is the 2-man game. This is the lead. This is the trail. And if I'm doing a 3-man game on the other side, I have the center, trail, and lead. So stay in your primary. The dual coverage areas is here. I'll pull this out just to use a visual representation. Like I said, I've worked with this guy many times. He understands it, but it's always good to pull this out so you get a little visual representation of what to do. Number 2, if you stay in your primary, then you are going to trust your partner. Very important to trust your partner based on primary areas. If a dribble drive is coming from the trail area, my partner's in the trail, I'm going to let him come with that. I'm going to referee on this side of the basketball if I have to referee something around the rim. So I'm going to give him every opportunity on a dribble penetration or stuff around this area to make his call. I'm going to trust him. I'm going to stay in my primary. Early in the season, it's very important that you do that. And it's a key element to successful officiating. The second or the third thing is referee the defense. So basketball is a contact sport. There's going to be contact, and we have to determine whether that contact is illegal and impacts the play of the game. This is something that is the key to being a good official over the long term, is understanding what contact is illegal and what needs to be called. Call what is obvious. Don't try to nitpick. Early in the season like this, especially these games could be a little ugly, a little out of control because the teams have only been practicing for 2 or 3 weeks and things just, they're not gelling. It's preseason. So I will tell my partner to call what is obvious and not try to nitpick too much. If you do that, then you're in a good start. So if you know your primary, trust your partner, call what's obvious, and referee the defense, you have a great start at being having a well officiated game. Now, communication to me is a very important element. I communicate with everybody. I will communicate with my partner. I'll communicate with the coaches. I'll communicate with the players. I am proactive this way. Young officials tend to be a little bit passive and not wanting to talk to coaches or talk to players, but I'm the opposite. I've been doing this for so many years that I want to show them that I am a human, that I'm a person, that we're here to work, that we're trained, and we're going to give you and your team a good game. One of the things I think that there's so many myths about officiating, we'll talk about these over the years or throughout the season, is that we are somehow in the pocket of one team or the other. And that is a myth. So I will tell, one thing I'm going to add to my pregame this year is I'm going to tell both coaches, look, if you think we're poor, we will be poor for both teams. The biggest myth and the thing that frustrates me the most is that we have some kind of favoritism. And it just doesn't happen, doesn't exist. We are there to do the best job that we can. We're not fallible. It is a difficult game to officiate. We have to understand the game, understand the rules, understand the way the game is being played, so that the game is played and it's completed in the way it should be, in the manner that it should be. I think the best officiated games are the ones where when the fans leave and the players leave and it's all over, they don't remember my face. They don't remember our face. They don't remember if we were good or not. And I think one of the best ways to do that is be proactive, not be passive, but be communicative with your partner and everybody involved in the contest to show that we're human and that we are indifferent to who wins, but we're very protective that the game is played competitively and that it's played at the level that the teams are capable of playing. We're not there really to educate people. We're there to judge the game based on the merits of the play. Now, there's other things we'll talk about throughout the season that you have to take into consideration, but today is one of those games where you want to get there, make sure everything gets ready and off on time, and set the tone for the rest of the season. I'm looking forward to it. I've been refereeing basketball since 1982. I've been coaching since 1982. Basketball has been a big part of my life, and I'm excited about doing high school games, but I get excited about doing sixth grade kids games too. So all of it is good to me. You learn something at every level, and I'm always looking to learn something today. You try to stay humble because that's how you learn. Using your authority as power and that you're infallible is not my game, nor should it be yours. So anyway, that's it for the pregame today. I will try to touch base the postgame and see how it goes. But thanks for listening, and let's throw it up.